You know what time it is. Fire blast! Hey DJ, play that epic anthem. Let's go. Come on. You know what time it is. Listen. Come on. Come on. We going on a journey, my brothers and sisters. Fire of truth is in the building. We gotta purify the atmosphere with the knowledge and wisdom. Awaken the mind, Lumen consciousness. Come on. Yeah. Life is a journey. Growth and development. You gotta rise to the occasion. It's the journey. Rise to the occasion. The journey. 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 God body construction build. Fire of truth. Come on. Break it down. Raise your consciousness. Most high status. Let's go. Fire blaze. Come on. The epic journey. The epic anthem. It's the journey. Turn it up. Come on, come on. Stop. You know what time it is, my brothers and sisters. Time for more Lumen consciousness. We having a powerful construction build. We on part 3 with brother Chief Natureboy and the God Body fam. Let's go! Fire blast!
Knowledge, polish, college, wattage, introducing the wicked God Body, Natureboy, representing Sunz of light. Introducing the wicked case, God body, natural Nathan, representing sense of light. God, believe in God, believe in God, believe in God.
Yeah, introducing lowercase God body, natural Nathan, representing sons of light. Intricate lyric system, just kicking, kicking. Promise, paying homage to mother, father, honor. As above, so below, as below, so above. Show love to the flow, which is gold. So what you waiting for? Take your face off the floor, walk through the door, soar like you're born, children of the Most High. So get fly. Yeah, we back in the fire of true sanctuary, my brothers and sisters. We're here to purify the atmosphere, sanctify, cleanse the people's minds with the fire of truth. You know what time it is, brothers and sisters. Anyways, let's get right to the matter at hand. We're here with another Fire of Truth broadcast, brought to you by your solar sovereign sun, the radiant one, supreme natural intelligence, intelligent genes, intelligenetics. So let us get right to the God body construction build, bridging and connecting where we left off on the second. So let's go.
All right. We back. Part 4 actually. Part 1 we didn't even.
Well, it's part 3 when I was on, so part 3 here on this one.
I have to put that on YouTube, but I'm gonna put all of these on my YouTube, Natureboy TV. So guys, go and subscribe to Natureboy TV. All of these builds we're gonna put them on Natureboy TV on YouTube. So that you know, we're gonna like compile them together and put them on. Shout out to Yash on the build. What's up, Yash? We got Supreme Natural Intel in the building. Supreme in the building. Waiting for God's source. Okay, and I don't know where the woman went, but I'm waiting for. Wait a minute. Source card. There you go. All right, cool. Peace and love. So, belief systems, like I said, let's let everybody get in the building. Belief systems, mythology, if not read right or taught right or interpreted right, we will take self out of it and make deities. This is where we make false idols.
Exactly.
This is where we become fallen angels when we separate these things. And let me say this. Everything external of you is you. If I'm talking to you right now, I'm an aspect of yourself. There's nothing outside of you.
What? Slow motion this side.
Is that there's nothing outside of you. You are right now. This is where we become fallen angels when we separate these things. And let me say this. Everything external of you is you. If I'm talking to you right now, I'm an aspect of yourself. There's nothing outside of you. And that's what I'm trying to tell him, is that there's nothing outside of you. You are walking around in the inside of your mind, which is your body.
So I got a question. Because you said something interesting, though. Because he asked the question, well, now he didn't ask the question, he made a statement that acknowledging that he is Allah is acknowledging that this exists. And he's saying that Allah is it's other realms of consciousness that we can enter into outside of this, but this is all that we know. So what do you say to that?
Go ahead, speak.
You hear nature speaking? All the nature insects and bees buzzing, crickets going. They want to speak the message. They're just saying, "No, come on, brother, step it up. Let's go, man." Nature just speaking in the background.
Go ahead, speak.
So he's saying that the reason he doesn't equate him.
You sound really low. Can you get like some headphones? Cause you sound really low.
Okay. Can you hear me a little? Can you hear me a little better? Can you hear me a little better?
You sound really low, but it might be the crickets in my man background that sound really low. Like making you sound low.
Okay, I'm putting earpiece in.
I'm just sitting there smirking, man. Because I'm vibrating at the highest frequency and vibration. Almighty Nature is all in tune, flowing in, all the powerful energy. And everyone, see, the brothers realize this. Nature's telling the brothers to get their ass outside and get connected and get grounded and connected to the earth like I am. Brothers, you should not be inside. Stop acting like a European. Get your behind outside and let's have this God body divine construction build. You're not supposed to be indoors. You're supposed to be outside, connected to the organic internet mainframe of Almighty Nature, which is a collective consciousness, the unified field of the divine, the great vine derived from the vine, in which you get your true information, knowledge, wisdom, and supreme intelligence from. And Nature spoke. Nature speaking to the brothers. They smiling, but let's see if they're gonna get the message.
Really low. Can you get like some headphones? Cause you sound really low.
Okay. Can you hear me a little? Can you hear me a little better? Can you hear me a little better?
You sound really low, but it might be the crickets in my man background that sound really low. Like making you sound low.
Okay, I'm putting earpiece in.
It's funny because this brother right here, he calls himself Source. He needs to get back to the source. He needs to get back to the source where I am right here. You see where I am over there? He needs to get back to the source. So that's why he's not allowing the brother to speak, because Nature mad.
Crickets is really loud. So you can't background. That sounding you low. Like making you sound low.
Okay, I'm putting earpiece in.
Supreme, your crickets is really loud.
What is that?
Anyways, brothers, so let's get back to the build, man.
So you can come back to me. I'm finna get some headphones.
Okay. Supreme, can you go somewhere without the crickets? Because them joints is like, wow. You gotta turn them crickets down.
Yeah, there's a lot of life out here, a lot of stuff, man.
Yeah, but you're the greatest source. You're the source of all that life, and never forget that.
What? Slow motion this side.
Chief, let me say something to you real quick, Chief. You can hear me?
Yeah.
All right. I go by DJ, by the way, but all right. I agree with like most of everything you say, but I feel as though like I know we're connected.
And if you notice, my brothers and sisters, if you notice, all of a sudden it went silent. I'm just sitting there smiling, demonstrating my power on live, and these brothers don't even realize it. It got silent suddenly. Watch. Watch.
Quick is down. You sound really low, but
listen.
It might be the crickets in my man background that sounding you low, like making you sound low.
Okay, I'm putting earpiece in.
Supreme, your crickets is really loud.
So you can come back to me. I'm finna get some headphones.
Okay. Supreme, can you go somewhere without the crickets? Because them joints is like, wow. You You gotta turn them quickers down.
Well, there's a lot of life out here. A lot of
What's poppin', Karen, Ray? I see you. What's poppin'? Welcome to the Fire Truth Sanctuary. Let's continue.
a lot of stuff, man.
Real.
Yeah, but you're the greatest source. You're the source of all that light. And never forget that.
Steve, let me say something to you. You hear me? All right.
Woo, that's a killer right there. God damn.
Go have the Israelite mind.
It's a beast in this motherfucker. You can feel the energy.
You gotta turn them quickers down.
Well, there's a lot of life out here. A lot of stuff, man.
Real.
Yeah, but you're the greatest source. You're the source of all that light. And never forget that.
Facts,
Steve,
Chief.
let me say something to you real quick.
Facts,
You
bro.
hear me?
Yeah.
All right. I go by DJ, by the way, but all right. I agree with like most of everything you say, but I feel as though like I know we're connected to everything, but there's divinity within that. You feel me? Like there is. I wouldn't call it separation. I'll call it divine. Because
Define
man-
divine. Define
Okay.
divine.
The ability to notice oneself apart from others in a special kind of way. Like you're a man, right? Even though you say me and you are the same, but what you're experiencing at this time right now is different from what I'm experiencing at this time. Right now I'm in Ohio and you're in Puerto Rico, and when you're enjoying your wives or whatever y'all dwell in, I don't get that same emotion at the same time that you
That's
get.
because you don't know who you are.
No. Listen. I didn't say I didn't know who I was. I'm saying while I'm enjoying my girl, we're not getting the same kind of orgasmic feeling. You get what I'm saying?
Okay, and that's an illusion. That's an illusion.
No, but listen, that's
when you're not, I don't exist. I turn into a wave of potential.
that's divinity. That's the thing. That's
no,
why
divinity is
that's
the acknowledgement that whatever Chief is doing, I'm doing.
that's true.
That's divinity.
That's true. We do the same
illusion
things, but
is-
not. We do the same things, but not.
Girl, when he's having sex with his girl, I don't feel what he feels. That's the illusion.
No, but that's not illusion. That's truth here on this planet. Yes, it is.
No, what I'm telling you is
Truth.
this. That's not truth. That's the illusion of separation.
That's science. Science.
No, that's
science.
no, listen, bro. It's kind of hard to explain to you because you probably never tapped into.
No, but listen.
breaking the illusion.
Give me a moment. Give me a moment.
I know what you're saying, bro. I know what you're saying.
All right, give me a moment. Just give me a moment. 1 + 1 = 2. 2
No,
+
1
2
+ 1
= 4.
= 1.
I understand that, but understand because they're all numbers. But still, there's a different.
No, it's
number.
not that they're all numbers.
Nah.
Anytime you add one thing to another, they become one.
That's not true, because while your wife is having a child, somebody else's wife is having a child at a different time.
No one's having a child.
Yes, it is. How are you able to speak? Because you have a parents. You have parents. I have parents.
Bro,
and their parents have parents.
It's kind of hard to explain this to you.
I understand that.
You
talk
don't
about the
understand it. You're not under the influence of what I'm saying.
You're speaking in essence of spiritual nature. But this is we have physical. Physical actually exists, bro. It does.
Physical is spiritual. All is spiritual.
But there's still a physical. It's still a subject. It's still a subject.
What I'm saying to you is this.
It's still a subject. I'm not saying that it's not spiritual. It's still a subject. You get what I'm saying? There's some people that's not even enlightened at all. That makes them different from the ones that are enlightened. You get what I'm saying? Even though they are children of the source, that does not make them on the same category. But that's on planet Earth. You get what I'm saying? It's different. When we
There's nothing but you in existence. That's it. I'm gonna tell you the truth.
That's not true, because World War I is not World War II, and World War II is not going to be World War III. It's different things. It's on the same. It's the same mentality, but it has different times and space. You get what I'm saying?
So let me ask so can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so this goes to my question, because on a higher level of understanding is what Natureboy is saying, right? He's saying that past, present, and future all exist at once. We're subjectively experiencing ourselves through our five senses. There is nothing outside of me, right? So in the build, when you and Emerald was building, he said that to acknowledge himself, Emerald, as God.
Notice the silence at first, brothers and sisters. Notice that it's silent, pretty much. You hear everything's clear, and then pay attention. Watch what happens.
Is he couldn't do that because that would mean God had a beginning and an end. He's saying that Allah is everything, and that when we come into this incarnation, come through rings of Saturn, we have a beginning and an end, and anything within that realm of existence is an illusion. Is that making sense?
Well, life is an illusion, yeah.
Yeah, so if he's saying
but the life that you're
he's
living
just
is the
an
life
illusion.
that Allah's living. Allah is the only thing that exists. That's what I'm trying to tell him.
Okay.
Even in the illusion, it is Allah. It's
all
a
right.
dream.
So when y'all say when we say Allah.
If you haven't noticed already, my brothers and sisters, the wind element is attempting to speak. Listen, watch.
In what form do we say that? Is it masculine? Or are you saying he's a trans? Is it both feminine and masculine, or is it masculine?
It's everything.
It's everything. Yeah, it doesn't have a gender.
Majority.
We're saying it. We're saying
that's
it.
The
We're not saying he or she. We said it.
That's the thing.
Being.
Majority of the people consider Allah masculine. If you ask all the Muslims, they'll tell you.
But those
it's
are the
a man.
people that are asleep. We're not talking about these people. We're talking about we awake. We are the aware. We are the Illuminati. You are here with the all-seeing eye.
So you're saying that you're not a man. You're saying that you're just a being.
Facts.
I'm a being. I'm a mind.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the source of this whole reality.
What's the point?
When I'm talking to you, I'm talking to me.
So what's the point of having? What's the difference? Why do women carry babies? So what's the point?
When I'm talking to you, I'm talking to me.
So what's the point of having?
Slow motion this side.
Why do women carry babies and men don't? What's the point?
When I'm talking to you, I'm talking to me.
So what's the point of having? What's the difference? Why do women carry babies and men don't?
It's part of the illusion.
How is that an illusion when it happens?
Because we're portals.
How's that an illusion when it happens?
Did your dream actually happen?
That's a dream. It happens. That's in essence.
This is a dream right here.
This is not a dream.
Okay, it is. Okay.
No,
bro, you gotta get off the panel.
It's a possibility.
This is not a dream. This is not
a possibility.
Master build, bro. This is a master build. This is for the masters, bro. You is like you still sleep. You gotta wake up a little more. That man, you ain't ready. You know how you was little.
Yes, Chief.
I used to go to the basketball court.
Yeah.
And you want to get on the court with the big dude. Yo, pick me. No, little nigga, sit down. We about to play a game. Bro, you try to you trying to
what's going on here now. Just one moment, brothers. Just one moment.
All right, all right.
Masculine. If you ask all the Muslims, they'll tell you
But those
it's
are
a
the
man.
people that are asleep. We're not talking about these people. We're talking about
It's
we awake. We are the aware. We are the Illuminati. You are here with the all-seeing eye.
so you
Ooh. Truth blazing. Facts blazing. Facts be manufactured in the factory.
you're saying that you're not a man. You're saying that you're just a being.
Facts.
I'm a
being.
I'm a mind.
Mhm.
I'm the source of this whole reality.
What's the point?
When I'm talking to you, I'm talking to me.
So what's the point of having? What's the difference? Why do women carry babies and men don't?
It's part of the illusion.
How is that an illusion when it happens?
Because we're portals.
How is that an illusion when it happens?
Okay, did your dream actually happen? Did your dream actually happen?
That's a dream. It happens. That's in essence.
This is a dream right here.
This is not a dream.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
No,
Bro,
it's
you sleep,
not.
you gotta get off the panel.
It's a possibility.
This is not.
And I say it's a possibility, it's a potential. This is only a potential of life. Life has many different levels of affinity, different level possibilities and potentials. We're living one of the possibilities. As we're operating in the projection of the white light. The white light projection allows many different possibilities through the rainbow frequencies that we are perceiving through the crystal prism. That makes everything individualized. Listen to reason. Listen to wisdom.
A dream. This is
It's
not
a possibility.
This is a master build, bro. This is a master build. This is for the masters, bro. You is like you still sleep. You gotta wake up a little more. That man, you ain't ready. You trying to hop up here with the big. You know how when you was little, and you used to go to the basketball court.
Yeah.
And you want to get on the court with the big dude. Yo, pick me. No, little nigga, sit down. We about to play a game. Bro, you trying to play this? Shut up. Sit down.
What is that? Oh my
Ain't no
God.
disrespect to my lower self.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, disrespect.
But yeah, I love y'all.
Let's have a
build,
master build, man.
But yeah, I love y'all build because I've never heard someone of that faith speak in the way that he spoke. You know what I'm saying? So there is divinity within him. So I was learning a lot from even his perspective. And what it taught me was that it's synchronization within all of these things, within all of these religions. We're all saying the same thing. You know what I'm saying? And all of these roads lead to source. And how you got the source through the 5 sciences, he got to it through the 5 pillars. And now we can have elevated levels of consciousness, of perspectives.
We can't do that until people, I want to say.
You see how the wind transmission is coming in all of a sudden, the Morse code of wind element? Watch what happens, brothers and sisters.
Scramble, or I want to say encrypt the understanding of their own religions and realized that they don't even need the religion, that everything was in them.
Okay, so you say he still
book,
has an attachment to the religion in itself, other than
if you pick up
understanding.
a book and read it, and it makes something, makes you look outside of yourself for understanding, or praise anything outside of yourself, then it's demonic. And when I say demonic, I mean it's the opposite of you knowing you. It's not even actuality.
And do you feel that he comes from that understanding? Because I don't feel like I felt that from him. I don't feel like he was idolizing Allah.
Hey, Angelica, your background is loud. You moving around. You got like some air on. You got a fan on. Who is that with a fan? You got a fan on, brother?
Me?
Me? Yeah, you. You just moved your camera. Me? Yeah, you.
Looking at him.
Me?
Phone is off, man. Phone is off.
Okay.
Yeah.
You heard it sound like glowing. It went from the crickets to the fan. But yeah.
The wind element needed to speak. Tell the brothers get back in nature, man. You can't be inside all day, man. That's what the wind was telling me. It was the energy was coming through me. I was already connected to the source. All the elements were connected to me, and it came giving the message. No, you're not going to be ignoring the message, brother chief and brothers and sisters in here. You're not ignoring it. Wind element's going to come in. My fan is off. Things are off, but yet the wind element is coming in through the window and interfering and telling the message, and then it just goes silent. Watch.
Go ahead, Sauce. You was talking.
Yeah. So, I was asking, do you
It's funny his name is Sauce. He need to get back to nature.
feel that he subscribes to that? Because it felt like to me.
Yeah,
that,
I think he does. I think that he's straddling the fence, and everybody can see that. If you was really listening, he was like on our side. He was one of the indigos, but then he's still trying to hold on to that religion. It's either you one of us indigos or you're not, nigga. Like, you gotta commit, Emerald. If you're listening, Emerald, you need to commit to one thing. Stop trying to like make it a melting pot of everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I get what you're saying. Because you're saying that in one context, if you come to this realization, then why are you still holding on to the religion in itself?
The religion is null and void. The only time we talk about religion is as references to teach people how these outward symbols or deities are actually aspects of ourselves. The only time we go back into religion is to bring people out of it and into themselves. If the person
Slow motion this side.
Yourself, then it doesn't even matter. We go as references.
In one context, if you come to this realization, then why are you still holding on to the religion in itself?
The religion is null and void. The only time we talk about religion is as references to teach people how these outward symbols or deities are actually aspects of ourselves. That's the only time we go back into religion is to bring people out of it. If the person is not bringing you into yourself, then it doesn't even matter. Whatever you're learning, if it's saying that Allah is separate from us, Allah is in the 7th dimension, and we're not even able to be one with Allah. Yo, bro, everything you are inside your mind. I can literally prove that through the holographic universe.
Woo, that's a killer right there. God damn.
Go in. You have the Israelite mind.
It's a beast in this motherfucker. You can feel the energy.
We know how the brain works and how the brain is encased in darkness. And how the brain is interpreting your 5 senses. We know this for a fact. There's optical nerves. We have a nervous system. We can cut those nerves and you won't be able to receive the electrical signals that your brain actually interpreted. So everything that you see externally is perceived in the brain, which is encased in darkness. So your external world ain't nothing but a projection of the mind, even your body.
Right.
Everything is a projection of the mind through the 5 senses. The external world ain't nothing but a projection of the mind, even your body.
Right.
Everything you see is a projection of the mind through the 5 senses. No,
Hermetic
look.
principle.
You see what I'm saying? So with understanding that master principle then you realize that anything external, if you come give me a book, this book represents something within me. If this book says something, it's going to teach me about something within me. I can't externalize anything. As soon as you do that, you fall. You become a fallen angle of light, which is a demon.
And I gotta be a.
And didn't Brother Chief yesterday said we shouldn't be using light? We got to do better than that angle of light. And look, here he goes again. He's using angle of light. Oh no, we got to stop using light, brother. You got to practice to preach. If you're gonna use it, make sure you say, extend it, information, consciousness after it, brother. After you had a big speech from the second build saying, oh, we got to stop using light, brother. Practice what you preach, brother. So that's the only thing I gotta point out there.
1,000 with this whole quote unquote like conscious or spiritual community. The reason what even made me gravitate to, you know what I'm saying, your teachings and come across your videos and things of that nature was I felt it differently. You know what I'm saying? I could see you went through something to get to this understanding versus reading something and regurgitating it. So even when it's being taught from a perspective of, oh, I can see how that was present within my life all along. And that's what makes it true to me. Not this mythology or allegory of me just fantasizing what it could be. These are the actual tangible things that are making me aware that I am. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like a lot of people within the spiritual community, they go up on a mountain, they cross their legs and they do Allah and they do all of these things, but they're so detached from reality. And that's what makes them feel like God is something outside of themselves, because they're not actually picking up their unk and walking with it. They're just like romanticizing about it.
I just wanted to come back in for a moment just to bring this back to foundation, just to the fundamental core of it. People get caught up in the term religion and spirituality, which you need to understand, equal stand, and overstand is that religion, when we go to etymology, it just means to bind. In other words,
come on,
self-discipline,
break it down.
Self-control,
come on,
self-esteem, structure and order.
Let's go.
That's all religion. That's the essence of religion. That's what it's about. Principles, structure, and order. Everything else is man's manipulation with their agenda that they have. So don't equate religion as a bad thing. Religion is like the male principle. Spirituality is like the female principle. Spirituality is all about connecting to the source, connecting to the all. So spirituality, when we talk about spirituality, being spiritual is about connecting to the source, being in tune with life. That is what spirituality is.
Woo, that's a killer right there. God damn.
Because we have the Israelite mind.
It's a beast in this motherfucker. You can feel the energy.
It's the practice of being in tune with life. Life is the light. We are all angles of light.
Come on. Teach.
Life is synonymous with knowledge and information. Information is shaping and forming yourself to something higher. That's what information provides transformation. If information is not providing with transformation, there's something wrong. That's what the sun provides, intelligence. It gives our body the instructions and how to move. It gives us the righteous ways and the righteous path. So religion, one more.
We breaking it down, brothers and sisters. We're going in. Shit. Who is this brother, man? Who is this brother talking, man? It's the golden sovereign being speaking, the solar sovereign sun. The radiant one. Supreme. Natural intelligence, intelligence, intelligenetics. Let's rewind that. You need to hear that again with no interruption, man. Sheesh. Whew. We cooking. We barbecuing, brothers and sisters. We cooking and barbecuing in here today. With the knowledge and wisdom. Always. Supreme natural intelligence. Let's rewind that. Sheesh.
Romanticizing.
To the fundamental. I just wanted to come back in for a moment just to bring this back to foundation. Just to the fundamental core of it. People get caught up with the term religion and spirituality, which you need to understand, equal stand, and overstand is that religion, when we go to etymology, it just means to bind. In other words, self-discipline, self-control, self-esteem.
Listening is an art and skill that must be mastered, brothers and sisters. There's nothing more powerful to be a master listener. Listener, when you break it down, list enter, take notes. Hearing is not enough. You may hear, but you don't comprehend when you hear. You have to be able to comprehend. Listening means comprehension. It means understanding. It means equal standing, overstanding. Understanding is the student of learning. Did you catch that? Understanding is the student of learning.
What? Slow motion this side.
Let's continue the construction build. The God body build.
Structure and order. That's all religion. That's the essence of religion. That's what it's about. Principles, structure, and order. Everything else is man's manipulation with their agenda that they have. So don't equate religion as a bad thing. Religion is like the male principle. Spirituality is like the female principle. Spirituality is all about connecting to the source, connecting to the all. So spirituality, when we talk about spirituality, being spiritual is about connecting to the source, being in tune with life. That is what spirituality is. It's the practice of being in tune with life. Life is the light. We are all angles of light. Light is synonymous with knowledge and information. Information is shaping and forming yourself to something higher. That's what information provides transformation.
Break it down, brother. Break it down.
If information is not providing with transformation, there's something wrong. That's what the sun provides. Intelligence. It gives our body the instructions and how to move. It gives us the righteous ways and the righteous path. So religion, one moment, brother. Religion can be like opposing elements, hot and cold. Both of them are part of the all, but they're both required. Religion is structure and order, morals and principles. Anything else that man does with it, they have an agenda. But don't equate religion as a bad thing. Religion is part of spirituality. You can't be practicing spirituality without religion. Religion is commitment.
Listen, there's an art to skill and listening. Listen, take notes so it's being said, and watch how people respond. Look at the environment. Look how people respond. Watch.
It's an obligation. That's what it is in essence. This is what this spirituality. You can't be in order, morals, and principles. Anything else that man does with it, they have an agenda. But don't equate religion as a bad thing. Religion is part of spirituality. You can't be practicing spirituality without religion. Religion is commitment. It's an obligation. That's what it is in essence. This is the problem I have with all these people on social media platforms, bad-mouthing religion and ignorance. All these elders saying religion is to bind. Ignorance. The Dalai Lama taught us. His wisdom said religion is about self-control, self-discipline, controlling yourself.
Come on.
That's what religion is about.
Everything
else that attached to religion with the stories from different culture, that's just their perspective, the way they see things according to their environment.
Come on.
And the way they view things according to their angle of light or knowledge or information that they have according to how they were brought up. That's all it is. Life. I'm going to end off with this. Yes, perspective and perception, Chief. Exactly. This is what I'm going to end off with. The purpose of life is growth and development. We are here on this plane for growth and development. if we were in the oneness, the most high supreme state, what is the point? We know everything. We're all powerful. We're everywhere. So being in that state is boring. So in order to enjoy life, the Most High wanted to experience life in limitation. That is what sacred geometry is all about. The omnipresence of energy is infinite. It's moving in unified formation. Everything is one. But in order to make things interesting, organizations need to be formed, separation needs to be formed in order to make life interesting.
Well,
and each of us are experiencing our angle of light, or our life. Within the totality of the cipher of life, we are all an angle of light, living a
slow motion this side.
Perception. The purpose of life is growth and development, or our life. Organizations need to be formed, separation needs to be formed in order to make life interesting.
Well,
and each of us are experiencing our angle of light, or our life. Within the totality of the cipher of life, we are all an angle of light, living a specific perspective and perception. The purpose of life is growth and development. We are only a partition, so what is the purpose here? We're here to expand our light until we become a full cipher again, a full circle. Life moves in circles, moves in ciphers.
Spirals and helixes, kinks, swirls. Let's break it down, brother. Let's go. Or should I say twin? Break it down, twin. Bro, let's go.
And downs in life for a reason. If there wasn't ups and downs, if there wasn't opposition, rivalry, we wouldn't know what they are because we're just oneness. That's all I wanted to say. Go ahead. And I hope you don't hear the fan, right? I hope you don't not hearing the fan, so shouldn't hear anything.
Remember what I said earlier, brothers and sisters, regarding that, around the fan? How you was hearing air element in my background, but the fan wasn't spinning? Telling these guys, the wind was trying to sell a Morse code message. Get connected to the ground. Organic internet mainframe. That's where I was outside before. But I was interfering with the construction build, so I had to go inside to quiet it down. But even when I went inside, brothers and sisters, the elements were still attempting to talk. I took the source with me inside, and then I decided to silence this. Okay, silence. I'll take over now. I'll stop talking. I'll speak the information and knowledge of supreme natural intelligence, and we're gonna get this build in. And then they quieted it down because the message was getting out. The light information was getting out. The angles of light were getting out. The divine, diverse, versatile of unified light was getting out in this build. What I just said, and you just heard it. So let's continue.
Yeah. Yeah, so what you said was true. This is what I teach. I teach over things.
Organizations need to be formed. Separation needs to be formed in order to make life interesting.
Well,
and each of us are experiencing our angle of light, or our life. Within the totality of the cipher of life, we are all an angle of light, living a specific perspective and perception. The purpose of life is growth and development. We are only a partition, so what is the purpose here? We're here to expand our light until we become a full cipher again, a full circle. Life moves in circles, moves in ciphers. There's ups and downs in life for a reason. If there wasn't ups and downs, if there wasn't opposition, rivalry, we wouldn't know what they are because we're just oneness. That's all I wanted to say. Go ahead. And I hope you don't hear the fan, right? I hope you don't not hearing the fan, so shouldn't hear anything.
Yeah. Yeah, so.
Woo, that's a killer right there. God damn.
Because
Go
we
in.
have the Israelite mind.
It's a beast in this motherfucker. You can feel the energy.
What you said was true. This is what I teach. I teach over those things. That you know. So I guess Source he left. I thought he was gonna be answering the questions. Do you have anything you want to add?
I honestly, like, this build was dope. The reason why I was like things was breaking up before. And to go back just a little bit, when I do speak quite passionately at times, and I do speak loud, but it was never to be argumentative. Just to clear that out, I don't think you took it that way, but I know some folks in the chat might have took it that way. So just putting that out there. Not that I gotta explain myself to anybody, but like even when you said like, what is the definition of divinity? And
I said we love the passion. It's all right. We love the passion.
the divinity is just to be. But you know, if you also ask like Google and stuff like that, it also speaks on religion, and that kind of goes back to what the brother Supreme was just saying in regards to like, I still don't look at spirituality as one in this. Religion is one.
What's poppin', brother Tashim? I see you, brother. I see you, my brother. It's poppin'.
And the same with spirituality, because you cannot have religion without spirituality, because spirit is in and of everything. But you don't need religion to be spiritual. At least for me, I feel like you could have devotion.
Listening is an art and skill that must be mastered. The sister didn't really truly listen to the full spectrum of what was said. I guess it overwhelmed her. Listening is an art and skill that must be mastered. If you are committed to something, you have obligation, you have morals and principles, structure and order. That is religion. That's the essence of religion, sister. But let's see what else you have to say.
Ocean, you can have your ways of life and being, which is everything that you were saying for the most part. So that's the only thing that I would just say, but that's my perception and my experience and my ways of life and being, right?
Exactly. Ways of life. Your way. Direction. Structure, order. That's your direction you take. That's religion. You're guiding your way. That's to bind yourself and guide your way in structure. That's what your way of life is. So you in fact do follow religion, sister. Listening is art and skill that must be mastered.
And it doesn't make it right or wrong, because that's the laws of the universe. Is polarity, just say, but that's my religion is one and the same with spirituality, because you cannot have.
And now you're saying it's one and the same, but then you say you don't have religion, sister? Listen to what you're saying, sister. Listen to what you're saying. I'm surgical with this, sister. Make sure you pay attention to what you're saying. Really think it out more clear. You don't want to contradict yourself, sister.
Religion without spirituality, because spirit is in and of everything. But you don't need religion to be spiritual. At least for me, I feel like.
You just said it's one and the same. The two sides of the same coin, but then you say you don't need religion? Sister, really listen to what you're saying.
Like you can have devotion, you can have your ways of life and being, which is everything that you were saying.
Devotion is another word for commitment. Your way. What you put your energy into.
For the most part. So that's the only thing that I would just say, but that's my perception and my experience and my ways of life and being, right? And it doesn't make it right or wrong, because that's the laws of the universe. Is polarities and subjectivity and all of the good shenanigans we were talking about. And so when I was talking about the web, it wasn't so much to digress. But the point, I feel like the point with us who was building, after Emerald, I learned of you, Natureboy, before. I didn't know you had an IG. I've seen you, I think, like twice on YouTube or something like that. I believe it was on YouTube. And so I was following Emerald, and I seen you, and I was like, oh, I think that's homie that I seen on YouTube. So I followed. But as I was listening, I was like, wow. And I like how the brother that just Sauce, what Sauce was saying in the breakdown of how he was understanding Emerald's perspective of things. Because for me, this is why I asked that question earlier about, polarities or like angles of light, angels having their transmission of information being in the polarities, because I a lot of the times people get caught up like you were saying, they keep using the words angels, or they use the word light rather than information, and that's where people get caught up in the details. And when it comes down to us who are awoken or aware or conscious to whatever degree of consciousness it is that we are in, it's a lot easier for us to start breaking down what it is that we know. Even like if we're speaking to a child, that's how you know the information, because you're able to speak it with children. You know what I'm saying? You can speak it to anybody. But a lot of the times people will get caught up to the religious construct, to the scriptures, and then they hear us, and they might be like, oh, but you guys are talking about angels and talking about light, and really the whole entire time we were all saying the same thing. We were saying the same thing. However, we may have all been aware that we were saying the same thing, but people down in the comments, they're not all there. Some people are actually coming to learn, so they may not always understand scripture. They might understand a spider web. They might understand a caseta. They might understand hot, cold examples that we were giving. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I appreciate how you were saying, like, you know, always saying angels and this. Like, I appreciate, because I feel like that helps break down the consciousness even to the minute details, where if they are caught up in that web, they are caught up in the illusion. You having the consciousness that you have and oneness with source are able to be the observer and see where they're caught up at and help them break free. That's why the internet kept freezing earlier, because what was happening, we were seeing Emerald and we're like, wait a minute, this is our brother right here. He's on his journey. We see that he's on his journey and he's grasping this information, but he's getting a little bit too caught up in some details. Let's help the brother out. I don't feel like it was a debate at all. I feel like it was a breakthrough. If anything, it was a healing that was happening on a master level, that the eyes can perceive it in whatever way it wants to perceive it. The brain, the information can be perceived however the people choose to perceive it. But massive breakthroughs was
Slow
just
motion
happening
this side.
simultaneously. And that is divinity. That is God. That is source consciousness, the everything and nothing.
Break it down.
So that's all I wanted to say.
Yeah, I just want, before you come in, Chief, I just wanted to add this one thing, just to make things clear. Yeah, sister, what I was saying about religion is that everybody has a religion, whether you want to agree with it or not. Everybody does. It's commitment, it's obligation, it's your way of life. That's religion. Religion, in essence, just simply means morals and principles, structure and order. That's all it means. It just means structure and order, morals and principles. It's to bind. When you look it up for yourself. It means to bind. What does to bind mean? Self-discipline, self-control. That's what the Dalai Lama expanded on, and he went on with a parable with it. It's all about self-control. It's all about self-discipline. You can't just do anything you want in life, or you're going to get hurt. You can't do everything you want in life. Yes, you have freedom to a certain extent, but if you do things and go past the fringes of life, you're going to get injured. You can't just run off a cliff, for example. That's extreme situation, but that's religion. That's what religion is. It's structure and order, morals and principles, self-control, self-discipline, self-esteem. Everybody has it. The confusion with religion is what
I just looked it up right now. Yeah, you're right. I just looked it up. So it says a particular system.
Because we have the Israelite mind.
It's a beast in this motherfucker. You can feel the energy.
Woo, that's a killer right there. God damn.
Of faith.
When some see a cliff, for example, you can't do everything you want in life. Yes, you have freedom to a certain extent, but if you do things and go past the fringes of life, you're going to get injured. You can't just run off a cliff, for example. It's an extreme situation, but that's religion. That's what religion is. It's structure and order, morals and principles.
Break it down.
Self-control, self-discipline, self-esteem. Everybody has it. The confusion with religion is what
I just looked it up right now. Yeah, you're right. I just looked it up. So it says a particular system of faith and worship the belief in and worship of because I'm very much like, if you're gonna talk about definition, then I'm gonna look it up, right? The belief in and worship of a superhuman controlling power, especially a personal god or gods, a pursuit or interest to which someone ascribes supreme importance. So in that case, you
Is there
are
more?
correct.
Yeah,
So
there's more to that though.
that's
There's
what
more to that.
showed up for right now. So you're right. You're correct in that, and I'm always like, I can admit when somebody's correct, and if I'm wrong,
No, you're not wrong. I'm just making things clear for you because you were talking about how things weren't made clear. I personally am surgical when I speak. I make things basic and simple. I say things in many different ways. Because I know the live was cutting off at some points. I'm not sure if you guys heard everything I was saying, but as I was using angels, I was using angles of light. Light is synonymous with information and knowledge. I said it all at once. I didn't save this. So there must have been like a disconnection during when I was speaking. But I always make things clear even for the layman, the average person. When I speak and when I teach, that's how I break it down. I say it the way people understand it, like in the religion. I say it in that way that I say, this is how you look at, you got to dive deeper. You got to dig deeper in the dirt to find the root of the truth in all things. You see it as an angle of light. So when we look at the angle of light in science, when we study science, light is information. Information is instructions. Instructions is intelligence.
What? Slow motion.
I do this consistently. Is information in all things. You see it as I say it the way people understand it, like in the religion. I say it in that way that I say, this is how you look at, you got to dive deeper. You got to dig deeper in the dirt to find the root of the truth in all things. You see it as an angle of light. So when we look at the angle of light in science, when we study science, light is information. Information is instructions.
Light up the candle, come and tell them to. That's the far right, ever safe and secure.
Instructions is intelligence. I do this consistently when I speak. So it must have got cut off during when I was speaking. So that's all I wanted to make clear with that.
I appreciate it.
Go ahead, brother. What do you have something to say?
I just came back in. My phone had died, so I wasn't even privy to the information y'all just been giving out. Yeah, I heard you talking about religion and how people have misconceptions on religion and how we should not demonize it and things of that nature. But it now sounds like you bringing it all like full.
Yeah, I'm bringing actual essence. Yeah,
everything went in full circle pretty much.
So I don't have any rebuttal to that. I agree with that.
Yeah, I'm here to bring clarity, crystal clarity. I make things, I add the diversity and make it simple. I'm not the one who just speaks one-sided, who is limited. Brother Emerald, the issue with Brother Emerald, I just want to say this one thing. The issue with Brother Emerald, he's stuck in his box. He's kind of stuck in his box. He kind of doesn't want to go outside his box. He's attempting to, but he's still kind of being held in a box. That's why he's stuck in Islam and being a Muslim. There's principles and morals in there that we have to embody, yes. Every religion has morals and principles that we should embody. It's just their perspective and the way they break it down according to the culture. But at the end of the day, all of it is connected. We just have to gather the pieces of puzzle around the world through all religions, all ancient sciences, everywhere. We have to gather each piece of the puzzle and put it together again. That's the purpose of life. We're not here to isolate ourselves in a box. Belief is only a starting point. Faith is only a starting point. The purpose of life is growth and development. So we're here to find out what we don't know. And how do we do that? We improve, we walk through life. Life is a journey. It's about improving yourself every day in every way possible. So it's the problem with Emerald is that he's kind of keeping himself in that box of Islam. He's reaching out, he's reaching his hand past the box a little bit to get information, but he's kind of holding on to Islam. That's the issue with people. They get stuck in belief systems.
So
the belief systems are ornamental principles.
I'm sure a lot of people
preserving stories and principles. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people listen. How do you go about detaching yourself from something that has brought you so much truth and pieces of the truth and have gotten you to a certain level of consciousness? How do you then detach from that because we see this every day. You know what I'm saying? Earlier you all spoke about Nipsey. My homie just got killed. You know what I'm saying? That was my barber, because we come from these systems of, you know, the hood and things of that nature, but we feel like we still have to attach ourselves to these things because we found our purpose within it. So how do we detach from that?
The easy.
Gotta challenge yourself.
Oh, go ahead, sister. Go ahead.
Nah, for me, it's all about challenging yourself. I'm the type of person when something.
You see, brothers and sisters, how I execute with excellence? Balance. I could come in and dominate with the information to shut everything down, but I give everybody else to speak, everybody the opportunity to speak. This is how you have a conversation discussion. It's not, doesn't need to be a debate. It's about finding out what is right, not who is right, finding out what is right.
Doesn't make sense to me. I want.
So go ahead.
Nah, for me, it's all about challenging yourself. I'm the type of person when something doesn't make sense to me, I need it to kind of make sense, right? I need to feel it. I need to break through those barriers. So like, if I'm scared of something or whatever, right? I'm like, I can't sit here and talk about I'm fearless, but then when something.
Oh yeah, there's one thing I wanted to add, but as I said before, I didn't want to dominate the conversation because I had my portion to speak, my time to speak. I wanted to add one thing. The purpose of life is to be holistic, not partition and fragments, not to remain the partition and fragment. You're supposed to diversify, expand. That's the purpose of life as well, to make it, say it another way. Because the way the European thinks, the European wants to make things separate, partition, and isolated. They want to separate everything into subjects, when in reality, everything is connected. Our body is an organism. But the European loves to separate the organism and make these things separate. Talk about individual organs and do all that stuff. It's okay to go into the details, but at the end of the day, all organs function together. If you take away an organ at the body, the organism is going to be thrown out of balance. And what does the European practice? Remove things out the body to attempt to correct the problem. No. You're supposed to be fixing the problem, going to the root cause and fixing the organ if there's a problem. This is just a metaphor, a parable that I'm giving. The European is stuck in subjectivity. They're not looking at objectivity. Africans by nature are holistic in objectivity. They know if they take something away, it's going to affect the all. So with African mentality, the way black people think in their mentality is the whole. They think about the whole more than they think about subjectivity and details individually. They focus on the whole. How is it going to affect the whole? If I change this piece, how is it going to affect the whole? Europeans do it like this. They take that piece out. It's causing disease. No, we got to remove this. But then they throw off the balance of life itself in nature. And that's why there's so much problems in today's world, because the European mind is ruling the world. But slowly the European is learning to evolve. The white man is learning to evolve to think holistic. They're starting to elevate their way of thinking and embrace the totality of things and the wholeness of things. And life is about growth and development, and as they should, all humanity should be going to that holistic perspective. So let me continue. Let's see what the sister's saying here, and the brothers.
To a person. Gotta challenge yourself.
Oh, go ahead, sister. Go ahead.
Nah, for me, it's all about challenging yourself. I'm the type of person when something doesn't make sense to me, I need it to kind of make sense, right? I need to feel it. I need to break through those barriers. So like, if I'm scared of something or whatever, right? I'm like, I can't sit here and talk about I'm fearless, but then when something shocks me or it bends me over backwards in a way that I didn't even know I could bend, right? And so now I'm startled. It's new information or it's challenging. I have to learn from that. I like to learn from that. So I have to get uncomfortable. I have to allow myself to say, okay, I may not agree. I don't have to agree with you to listen to you. I can hear you and not listen to you. I may not learn anything. But if I open myself to say, you know what, this person may have something, or they may not even have anything, but even just allowing yourself to listen, that can open you up to even learning something new. And to break from the, like, being in that box, because I've been there before too, like stuck in my ways, not, not wanting to change. And then having to say, you know what, I don't even know what that looks like over there. How can I sit here and preach divinity and love and light and this, that, and the third when I don't even know what darkness is? Like my thought forms look in the dark, right? So putting myself to go into like a deep meditation in the dark, completely turning off all the lights and really just getting deep within myself. And how does that look? How does my thoughts look? And is ugly really pretty, or is pretty ugly? Like shifting challenging self. It doesn't matter what anybody else tries to challenge outside of you if you're not challenging yourself. Because that's the only way you can change, is by challenging yourself. Anybody can say anything in the world, and they can do anything in the world. But if it's not moving you, it's not moving you. You're going to be steadfast right there in that place, right? So you have to do it within yourself. You have to say, you know what? Let me get uncomfortable. Let me break out of my own boundaries that I have placed for myself, right? Let me break out of that bind for a moment. Let me. That is that breakthrough moment. That's the only way any slight changes can be had. It can be made. At least this is my perception of it. When I get scared, I have to. If I had I didn't like water bugs back in the days, like palmetto bugs. So what I had to do, disgusting. I would call them aliens. I'm like, yo, these motherfucking aliens trying to come through. Like, but I would be so afraid that I wouldn't even want to kill them. I would run. Because I seen one that fly in my motherfucking face and shit. And I was like, and then I thought it was going to go in my mouth.
I'll be running.
Okay. What's going on here, man? One moment, brothers and sisters. So I hope you're learning, my brothers and sisters, and taking notes. You always have to make sure you take notes and learn and grow. Life is about growth and development. You're probably going to have to watch this back several times because we're going deep. We're digging deep in the dirt of the earth to find the root of the truth in all things. What's going on, man? Okay, here we go.
All right.
To certain degrees, they've gotten to, but they haven't got to the totality. Absolutely. They're out of that bind for a moment. But if it's not moving you, it's not moving you. You're going to be steadfast right there in that place. right? So you have to do it within yourself. You have to say, you know what? Let me get uncomfortable. Let me break out of my own boundaries that I have placed for myself, right? Let me break out of that bind for a moment. Let me. That is that breakthrough moment. That's the only way any slight changes can be had. It can be made. At least this is my perception of it. When I get scared, I have to. If I had like I didn't like water bugs back in the day. It's like palmetto bugs. So what I had to do, disgusting. I would call them aliens. I'm like, yo, these motherfucking aliens trying to come through. Like, but I would be so afraid that I wouldn't even want to kill them. I would run. Because I seen one that fly in my motherfucking face and shit. And I was like, and then I thought it was going to go in my mouth.
I'll be running.
See, I can't do that no more. I cannot go. If I see one, I don't care. Listen, nature kills nature. It's me or you at that point. I'm not going to lie. And it ain't going to be me. So if you're not paying rent in my house, you're not living up in here. But it took me to gain courage because there was a lot of fear present. I was afraid of something so small. So I had to get courageous. I had to build that from a place of trust and will because
I got a question for you, Angelica.
Yeah. Point was I killed them now.
Do you prefer black men or do you prefer white men?
When it comes down to
and why?
What? When it comes down to what?
This guy, man.
Because those are colors right there, and that's not people per se. Like,
man, you know what I'm talking about. Cut it out.
Man. Don't dance around the question.
Do I prefer black men or white men as far as
what? Come on, you've been intelligent this whole time. Don't get stupid on me. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
All right, because for me, I prefer a soul. I'm not biased to color. My preference, I would say that I've dated different types of men.
Do you think that black people are special?
Absolutely.
So why wouldn't you prefer a black man?
Why wouldn't I? I never said that I wouldn't.
What's special about black people?
The amount of life source energy that y'all embody in the melanin, which cannot be scientifically explained to this day. Y'all embody it to the. They cannot scientifically prove all that melanin can do. Melanin is so powerful.
I personally talk about it. I talk about the science of melanin personally.
Right, to certain degrees they've gotten to, but they haven't got to the totality of melanin. That's like getting to the totality of God.
They ain't telling us. They have got to the totality. They just ain't about to fucking tell us.
This is a reminder, my brothers and sisters. I've done melanin science. We still got a lot of melanin science to do, brothers and sisters. I have that series ongoing. So be aware of that on Supreme Natural Intelligence. Also support the secondary channel, the Fire of Truth, S.N.I. Brothers and sisters.
Yeah, Europeans.
Well, all right, so they haven't admitted, but the melanin is God's source energy, right? So the amount of melanin that y'all embody is what allows for y'all to be as special as it is, because you know what? Even a white man, unless they have that 1% of melanin, cannot embody a soul. They cannot embody a soul. They'll just be a program.
That's not true.
What?
They can embody a spirit.
Well, none of us embody a soul. None of us have a soul.
Perception.
That's not perception. That's absolute truth.
If we're in the nothingness, Nothingness and everything is the soul. It is all. It's everything. So in that case, yes. In this dimension, there's soulless beings that look just like us, and they're more AI.
Let's do it this
as
way.
opposed to
Let's do it this way. What is a soul? So we could get to the point. What is a soul? Since he says this, what's a soul?
See, this is what a master does, brothers and sisters. This is how you exemplify a master. Instead of trying to debate and cause confrontation and all that, let's have a discussion. Let's get to the matter at hand. Clarification is the master key to equal standing one another. So I come in, what is a soul then? Let's break it down. Let's get to the essence. Let's get to the root, the source of it. And now we're going to break it down. See, I bring everything to equilibrium, balance, homeostasis. The master's in the building, supreme natural intelligence. Now let's hear.
more AI.
Let's do it this
as
way.
opposed to
Let's do it this way. What is a soul? So we could get to the point. What is a soul? Since he says this, what's a soul?
a soul is an embodiment of God.
Can you do something more?
That's the best answer I got for you.
What Emerald was saying though, Emerald said that we cannot. He said that we can't embody the totality of what God is. So
No, I believe I believe we can.
Okay.
I believe we can. I believe we can because I do believe that we are the. If you can observe, I've been in a space where I have been able to observe this self through a higher self and actually nitpick into my brain outside of my own body. So I believe in multidimensional frequencies, and I've also experienced multidimensional being of self, and therefore I believe that when you are embodying God, you can embody the totality. The body, the physical self, has a timeline. It has a beginning and an end. The self is one with source. So that is my belief. It's slightly different from homeboys, and that's okay. He can have his ways of thinking. I ain't mad at the brother. He get there when he get there. This is where I'm at, and this is my beliefs. And ain't nobody here gonna tell me different.
So why would you prefer a black man if you know that black people embody source energy more than anything?
Cause I never said I didn't prefer them. But I don't have to say that either. You asked me a question, I gave you an answer. It's not wrong. It may not have been what you wanted to hear.
So you look for the character in a person, you look at the heart of a person instead of just the physical look. Is that what you're talking about then? Just you look for the concept of character? Like what Martin Luther King said? Okay. That's actually the primal thing you should be looking for. I agree. The primal thing could be that.
I can't hear both of you at the same time. Y'all breaking up.
I'm grateful that you brought that up, how you brought up the heart and all these different things. So if you said that a black man had the capacity to embody these things, these principles, this energy of source, more so than a white person, then wouldn't that mean you would prefer the black person?
No, because she a white devil.
Because I'm a what?
No, because she a white devil.
I don't even believe in the devil, man. That nigga ain't got nothing to do with me.
This devil just means deceiver or trickster. That's all it means.
I know that's why I said it ain't got nothing to do with me. Cause I ain't deceiving nobody with nothing. I don't got a reason to. How he perceives my information, that's on him. That don't got nothing to do with me.
How you saying nigga though?
Why not? I could say nigga, I could say naga.
She can say it way over there.
Right.
I just wanted to add something to that. Since you mentioned,
I'm not saying nigga to him. I'm talking about y'all said the devil. I'm saying nigga to the devil.
But you ain't even allowed to say that word. What are you talking about?
Why not?
Brother Chief.
Why not?
Brother Chief.
Why not? I'm not saying. Nigga is also ignorant, and the devil is a deceiver. A deceiver is ignorant. Is ignorant to what is true and exact.
I just wanted to add something briefly regarding the nigga thing. Brother Chief.
Correct.
We as a people need to we need to stop getting emotional and get caught up in words, regardless of who says nigga. It's crazy.
Listen.
It's crazy.
What me and my people done been through, you don't know nothing about. Don't even go there.
Brother Chief, I suggest you shut your mouth at that point because you're incorrect. You don't know nothing, brother. My parents are black. You don't even know, brother. So don't say stuff you don't know.
Listen,
Don't
what
say
I'm
stuff
saying
you
to
don't
you
know,
is,
brother.
what I'm saying to you is, I don't know where your parents is from and where you from, but you probably, like you said, you know how God is in the center and the devil's out here. Nigga, your people probably from out here with it. The darker the berry, the deeper the root. Nigga, like, I know who the fuck I am and I know what my people been through in this country. Watch your fucking mouth when you talking to me too. Because in real life, I wouldn't even let you say that to me. Like, you feel me? Like, I'm not even going to do that on my channel. Watch your mouth when you talking to me, bro. You feel me? All I'm saying is this.
Okay, Chief, I apologize. If you interpret that as an insult, that's not. It wasn't meant to be that way. I apologize if you thought it was an insult. But that's not what I'm saying.
Listen, bro. It's all good. But we ain't gonna tolerate no light skin or any kind of lighter skin, less melanated being talking crazy about our history. Because we know what we've been through. I'm totally connected to this program, and I'm totally connected to my ego. I'm totally connected to divinity, but I have it all in one. So what I'm saying to you is, no matter how divine I've been, I know what this game is about, and I'm totally committed and understand my people and everything that we've been through, because I represent my people, and I understand my people very well and what we've been through in our history. So for that white girl to come on here and say nigga openly, like we wasn't, like in real life, she wouldn't got her face smacked the fuck off.
Nah, for real.
You know what I'm saying? And sit up here and disrespect me, and you back it up talking about the word nigga need to. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm not backing it up at all. You didn't listen to my point. You cut me off. Listen to what I mean. Listen to what I mean, Chief.
Listening is an art and skill that must be mastered. Brother Chief calls himself a so-called master. I completely embody what Brother Chief is saying, and it is disrespectful for us to openly say it. While at the same time, don't get stuck on words. Because if you feel insulted through words, no matter what word it is, that means you're the slave under the master. Whoever set you up to get upset, if you got upset, you got set up. If you get upset, you got set up. Therefore, the person who's controlling your emotions is the master over you. Don't get stuck on words. All you need to say is, hey sister, or whatever you want to call her, whatever her name is. Don't say the word. Just leave it alone. Just don't do it any further. You should know the history by now. Just leave it alone. That's it. And I'm sure she would have done it. Or you could kick her out like you did, just to keep the peace. But during this discussion, brother, do not presume and assume anything, because you're gonna look like a fool at the end of the day.
Listen to what I mean. I'm not backing what she's saying at all. I'm saying we have to rise higher than that. I know what you're saying, and I completely comprehend. What I'm saying is,
yeah, it ain't even about that.
With me?
No, what I'm saying is,
with me, when you say we need to rise for that, you have to understand that our people are just now getting up out of slavery, and it's
yes,
a process.
I completely comprehend.
It's a process, right?
You don't realize that my parents have been in slavery. You don't understand my family, so Chief, you don't understand.
You must not understand, because you would not be arguing with me right now.
Right. Chief, I'm not arguing.
See, Chief doesn't realize there is no argument. I'm going to emphasize, brothers and sisters, this is the problem with Chief. This is the problem we had on the previous construction build. He was worse. He was going out of control the previous time, a few years ago, when we had a construction build. That construction build where everything got chaotic, that one got lost. He didn't save that build because he knows it got exposed. I exposed his ass as it pertains to that. He's doing better this time around. He's controlling himself better. So I give Brother Chief his credit there. He's controlling himself better. I give him that. But at the same time, listening is an art and skill that must be mastered. Before you can come to any conclusion on the matter and what I'm trying to say, you gotta listen thoroughly, Brother Chief, or anybody who's listening to a conversation, listen thoroughly, or you're gonna embarrass yourself. You're gonna knock yourself out like you did yesterday, brother, when you're talking about, oh, we got to stop using light workers, all this, because we got to do better. All the stuff you were saying, you knocked yourself out this time, brother, you're going to knock yourself out again. So watch again.
Chief, I'm not arguing with you. I am not arguing with you. Brother Chief, I'm not arguing. Are you listening? I'm not arguing. I just want to listen my point clear.
We haven't even got to a level collectively as a people to rise above that word by her using it.
That's fine. Okay, I get that. But what I'm saying is, do you mind me adding on? You want me adding on for a second? You want me adding on?
Ain't nothing to add to that.
Okay.
Let's talk about something else, because at the end of the day, it's like we still psychologically enslaved, and we hurting each other because of what's been done to us. So it's like for a white girl to come on here and use the word nigga openly out of nowhere and be disrespectful, and for you to even try to, like, you know what I'm saying? Come on, bro. Come on,
brother.
There is no come on, brother Chief. There is no come on. I'm simply bringing clarity. This is about being a master. You call this a master divine build, right, brother Chief? A master is to have self-control, self-discipline. Stop getting caught up in words. Yes, we have a history of the word, but why are you getting stuck in a word? We gotta do better as a people. We call ourselves nigga every second, every day. We as a people. But yet we have the audacity to say, oh, you can't say it, but we say it to each other all day, every day. That gotta stop. We gotta stop it altogether. Progressive, constructive change must be done, brother Chief. Why get insulted when a word is brought up? Especially when we use it amongst ourselves. It's stupid. It's contradictory. It's hypocritical, brother Chief. And this is the problem with our community. Hypocrisy, contradiction. We don't want others to do it, but yeah, we do it to ourselves. Self-hate, killing amongst ourselves. Brother Chief, you're the one who doesn't understand. You think you do, but you don't.
No, you're missing the point completely. I don't defend her actions at all. That's what you're not getting, Chief. I agree. She shouldn't be saying it. But what I am saying, brother, whoever set you up made you upset.
I'm making Chief clap. If he's in his right state of mind, he'll be clapping.
Brother, no, you're missing the point completely. I don't defend her actions at all. That's what you're not getting, Chief. I agree. She shouldn't be saying it. But what I am saying, brother, whoever set you up made you upset.
Break it down, twin brother. Break it down.
Woo, that's a killer right there. God damn.
Because
go
we
in.
have the Israelite mind.
It's a beast in this motherfucker. You can feel the energy.
If you get upset, you got set up, and therefore the person who set you up is controlling you.
I'm not upset. I simply ended her life. All I'm saying is this. I don't have to be upset.
See, you notice Chief is smiling because he can't really refute what I'm saying. You notice he's smiling because he knows we're in tune, but then he's still trying to debate. I hear what Chief is doing. He's improved from the previous time. He's improved because usually when someone said that, he would go crazy on a person. Or when person's disrespectful, you go wild and crazy. That's what he did before, but he's improved. The way he's controlling himself, he's improved. So I give brother Chief that. I give him a live blaze clap, with fire. I see the improvement, brother. I see the improvement, but you gotta holistically comprehend, brother. And listening is an art and skill that must be mastered.
Understand what I'm saying? And another thing.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on then.
I'm not upset, and I'm upset. I'm a black man. I hold rage inside of me from my ancestors. You might not understand about that. I'm very upset. Matter of fact, all the power in me Matter of fact, the motivating force behind everything I do is anger. And it's coming from my ancestors. My ancestors for 400 years I'm using all of that energy. All of it. So don't tell me don't be upset and angry when I'm every day, to this day, the motivating force that drives me is what we've been through as a people. It's in my blood. Black men are angry. We so angry, we ignorant. We so angry, we ignorant. That's how we deal with our anger. Drugs, money, cars, clothes, and hoes. We angry.
So let me add to this. Since you know what happened in slavery, and we're going to end off here. What happened in slavery? What did the white man do to us?
You asking me that?
Yes. What did the white man do to us? Why do you think there's
what the white man did to
mixed
us?
people? Why do you think there's mixed people in different races? Rape.
No, it's not about what the white man did to us. It's what is still being done to this day.
Yes, I agree 100%.
It ain't over. See, y'all, your type of people always talking about, oh, it's over, there's no more slavery.
No.
We oppressed to this day. It's not over.
I agree.
Different kind of oppression. This oppression is a story of a dog that had a chain on his neck for 10 years. And every time that dog tried to run, and no matter how hard he tried to run, that chain snatched him back. So now that the chain been taken off of our neck physically, it's still on our mind. So now we fight each other. Now we crabs in the barrel, but crabs don't belong in the barrel. Put us in the barrel. So we're trying to get out of this oppression. And this is another reason why I came back to the States. Because I realized one thing. I might have went over into nature, over in the tropics to find my mind, but I ain't lost my mind. That's why I'm here with my people. Because at the end of the day, no matter where I traveled, I was always a fucking alien. I was a nigga. No matter where I went, I was a nigga. At Mexico, Costa Rica, you a nigga. You a nigga. And I'm a nigga from the States, from the American history. My background is from here. No matter how I try to finagle it, I'm a nigga. And until I elevate me and elevate my people, I'm coming right back here because it's the only place I'm fucking safe is with my people. Because I realize no matter what I build in another country and another island, no matter what I build over there.
And this is the problem, brother chief. You call yourself a nigga and you expect people not to say it. You knocked yourself out, my brother. You knocked yourself out again. This is my point, brother. You're speaking powerful information, but then you're knocking yourself out once again. Why do you continue to call yourself a nigga in their definition? If you want change, brother, you gotta make them call you royalty, brother. You gotta make them call you original man, something better, something respectful, brother. If you continue to hold on to the term nigga, then what are you really doing to cause positive change and progressive construction to build a future? You're really working against yourself, my brother. This is words to the wise. If you call yourself a master, yes, I get you want to be in tune with our people, but at the same time, we as a whole got to do better. You got to let go of nigga. You expect people not to say it, other people not to say it, but yet you constantly use it amongst yourself. It doesn't make sense. It's very hypocritical and contradictory, brother. We got to do better. If we don't like to hear other people say it, we got to stop using it amongst ourselves. Even though we're using it with a different energy and a different content, more of a term of endearment, well, at the same time, we hypocrite. We contradict ourselves. But then when we're angry at our fellow brother or sister, then we use nigga in a negative way. So it's hypocritical, brother chief. It's contradictory, brother chief. Again, I am supreme natural intelligence, so you better watch who you talking to, brother. Don't act like you're gonna confront me in person. Stop it, brother chief. If you see me in person, it's a whole different story. You're not gonna be saying the same thing so easily. I'm 6'5", brother. I'm a martial artist, brother. So calm down. This is all love and respect, tough love, but you gotta listen to wisdom. Listen to rays from the sun, ray sun. Listen to reason. And listen to wisdom, brother chief. You gotta sit down and learn again. I'm teaching you again because you're knocking yourself out. You're making yourself look foolish again. Yes, we have a history of words, but at the same time, we gotta get over it. We're still long past it. We gotta do better and get over it, and we gotta stop using the word unnecessarily. It's hypocritical. It's a double-edged sword. We use it for endearment and respect when we're in a good mood, but then all of a sudden when we get angry at each other, then it's in a killing intent, hate intent. It makes no sense, brother. It's stupid. We gotta put it to a stop, brother.
Niggas gonna just tear it the fuck down. And the locals is gonna come do what? They gonna come steal from me. And if the locals is gonna come steal my shit and smile in my face, and when the system fall, the locals are gonna come do what? They gonna come snatch all your shit up, nigga. Because you ain't been through their struggle. They got their own struggle. When I went to Hawaii, I realized the Hawaiians had their own struggle. They said, nigga, go back home, you nigger. Go back home, nigger. And I'm like, I ain't got no home. The only home I got is my people. We might not have no land, but we got each other. And that's why I'm here. And so everybody know carbonation coming back to the States, nigga. We dying here. This is where we gonna die, nigga. Where we was enslaved, we dying right here, nigga. And I went out there to awaken myself to my full capacity and gain knowledge of self. But I'm back here to be with my people and die with my people. And even if my people crucify me, it's because of the ignorance of white supremacy. What was you talking about? Period.
Brother Chief, are you 100% so-called black?
I'm 100% nigga.
Fuck you, man.
You just sound ridiculous, man. You sound ridiculous. You call yourself a master, brother. Saying that is absolutely ridiculous, brother. Unless you're talking about the real essence of Naga, Nagus, a king, royalty. Unless you're talking about that, I could agree with you, brother. But since we're talking about a derogatory form of it, brother, let's stop it. Speak your nationality, brother, whatever it is. Don't be bringing up an insult that we use double-sided. We use it in a positive aspect, negative aspect. Brother, come on now. We got to do better than that.
I'm 100% nigga. I can't get around that.
You can't get around that, brother? And you call yourself a master? Brother, do better. Stop it. You're putting yourself in limitation. You're putting yourself in this continuous cycle of a subject and a slave. That's what you're doing, brother. If you're going to use Naga, make sure you're using the root essence of it. When I say Naga, I'm talking about royalty and kingship. Make it clear for the people. Like you say, we got to stop using light. We got to break it down for the people. Well, we got to do the same. If we choose to use nigga amongst ourselves, we got to make it clear for everybody else outside. It's clear for us within, when we use it in a good way, that we're talking, hey king, nigga, nagu, nagas, however you want to pronounce it. We're using it as a king. Royalty. But when we get angry at each other, obviously it doesn't mean that anymore. It means slave, subject, monkey, whatever the derogatory formation it takes in a bad vibration. Brother Chief, we got to do better. You see how you're not being consistent, brother, here? You're talking about, oh, we got to do better than saying light workers, all that stuff you've been talking in the second build from yesterday. But now you're saying, oh, I'm a 100% nigga. Brother, I know you're probably referring to royalty, but at the same time, the conversation is more of a negative spin. So you're giving the other races opportunity to show that you agree with it. And you're just subjecting yourself to that. Brother, you got to think holistically. Think holistically, brother.
What kind of culture your parents might have come from. It's a difference between culture and your motherfucking race. I'm a black, African, Nigerian that was trapped here. Either I was an indigenous, I got indigenous mixed in me, and I'm nigga overall. You see me running down the street, what the white man gonna say? A nigga running down the street. I'm a black man.
And you just proved my point, Chief. Thank you. You proved my point.
Yeah, when I said he proved the point, because he's talking about, he's trying to refer to me that I'm mixed and all this stuff, I'm light-skinned, or I don't want to hear a hybrid talking. But yet, Brother Chief is a hybrid. He's mixed. He's not 100% anything. No one is. Almost everybody is mixed. Almost everybody on the planet is mixed, other than indigenous ones that are still to themselves for the most part. Almost everyone is mixed to some degree, so you can't claim to be 100% anything. So your argument about, oh, I don't want to hear no light skin and all, Brother Chief, you just proved my point. You made yourself look foolish. You knocked yourself out.
So
Thank you. Now you can end the conversation.
With me understanding that, I decided to come here to uplift black niggas. I'm talking to niggas. I ain't talking to no geeks, no lames. I'm talking to niggas. When I talk, niggas listen. They might not like it, but niggas listen. Puerto Ricans ain't listening.
The black ones are.
Africans ain't listening. Niggas
Black
listen.
ones are. Black ones are, yeah.
Yeah, the black ones. But
black is in all cultures, all races, in countries,
I
brother.
said that just now. I just said it. What I'm saying to you is that even no matter how aware or conscious you become, you still a nigga. And never forget it.
Never forget it. Never forget it. And I don't.
That's the game we playing. We came into this video game, we came into this video game. Know your character, nigga. Even if we know ourselves as the all collective, also know your ego.
You're cutting
also
off.
know your motherfucking game and your program. I know my program. I'm a nigga.
What makes a person dark, Chief?
What makes a person dark?
And this is gonna. What makes a person your color or dark?
Melanin, light.
No. What? No. What is the causer of that? What is the causer of that?
God. Source. That's
Sun.
what makes a person black.
I'm talking about just the. I'm talking about the elements in general, just to make it more simple.
The element that makes us black, they call it melanin or carbon. I call it God.
No, that's not what I'm referring to. What makes you darker and what makes you lighter is what I'm saying. According to the elements, that's what I'm asking you. Because this is the bridge you have to understand. No, brother, that's not what I'm asking. I'll save myself.
A question only you can answer. Go ahead.
No, you can answer this easy. Anybody can answer this. I'm saying the sun. UVB. No, UVB. Listen, Chief. UVB makes a person dark. If you're in the UVB light, you're gonna get darker. If I'm always in UVB.
Hell no. Who told you that?
Listen, Chief.
Listening is an art and skill that must be mastered. You notice that I said the sun, UVB frequency. What happened to the human family? The human family was allegedly birthed in the continent of Africa. Everybody was dark-skinned initially, pretty much. But when we started traveling to other lands around this world of Earth, the human family began to lighten up according to their environment. This is the main point I'm trying to get Brother Chief to come out. It's going over his head. He was saying points that were correct, partially correct. Yes, what makes you black is carbon. Dominance of carbon, the more carbon you have, the dark you are. The more melanin you have, black compound, the dark you are. The sun ignites the darkness. If you move further from the sun, you're going to get lighter. Even if you're black, you're going to get lighter. This is the point I was attempting to bring forward. And look how ignorant Brother Chief, look at the ignorant response how Brother Chief does. Listen with how he responds. Ignorance. And then when the black person goes back into the high intensive UVB light, he's going to get darker. Let that sink in, brother. Let it sink in. Be seasoned and spiced in a fire of truth. We cooking, we barbecuing, brothers and sisters. We cooking, we barbecuing. Truth blazing. Facts blazing. Facts being manufactured in a factory. So let us get this conclusion. We're almost done here. There's about 4 or 5 minutes left.
Us black, they call it melanin or carbon. I call it God.
Talk about the element. No. What is the causer of that? What is the causer of that?
God. Source. That's
sun.
What makes a person black.
I'm talking about just the. I'm talking about the elements in general, just to make it more simple.
The element that makes Us black, they call it melanin or carbon. I call it God.
No, that's not what I'm referring to. What makes you darker and what makes you lighter is what I'm saying. According to the elements, that's what I'm asking you. Because this is the bridge you have to understand.
Like, you know, amount of
No, no, brother, that's not what I'm asking. Let me all save myself.
Me a question only you can answer. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, you can answer this easy. Anybody can answer this. I'm saying the sun.
UVB.
No.
You just heard me. I'm saying the sun. UVB. What controls darkness, brothers? This is the sun controls darkness. If a black person goes to the north, where it's solar, Arctic, they're gonna get lighter. No matter how dark they are, they're gonna get lighter. And the longer they stay in that cold environment, they're gonna get lighter and lighter and lighter and lighter. That's the reality of it, brother. You're in an Arctic environment, you're gonna get lighter. What makes a person dark? Yes, it's carbon, which is the essence of melanin. Yes, melanin, definition of melanin is a black molecule. Yes. But what gives us our black molecule? The sun, brother. Yes, God. The Most High. The universe. The universe is black. It gives every being color and pigment. We know that, brother. But I wanted to focus on the science. That's why I said celestial bodies, sun. You were touching portions of it with carbon and melanin, yes, but I wanted to focus on the celestial part of it. How is melanin regulated? That's the focus. And that's what that was kind of going over his head. He wasn't getting, so I had to make it clear for him.
UVB, listen, Chief. UVB makes a person dark. If you're in the UVB light, you're gonna get darker. If I'm always in UVB.
Did you listen what I just said? UVB gonna make you darker, and then Chief saying, "Oh no, what the f?" Wow, you're ignorant, brother Chief. You don't even listen to what's being said. Even black people get darker, even in UVB light in the equator. If a black person comes out of the north, go to the tropics, they're going to get darker. And then this guy says, "Oh, what the?" You knocked yourself out, brother Chief. You knocked yourself out cold, and you don't even realize it. Because you're letting your emotions get control over you. You're not listening. This is why you're I don't want to make this a competition thing, brother Chief, but this to motivate you, brother Chief, you're below me right now, brother. You just show that you lack comprehension, brother. It's sad, brother. You call yourself a master. This is all with love, tough love, brother. This is not to insult you. Its reality is the fact that you had a strong hell no to when I said UVB makes you darker, and you said a strong hell no. Wow, you just exposed yourself, brother. Listen to yourself again. Listen.
What makes you darker and what makes you lighter is what I'm saying. According to the elements, that's. If you're in the UVB light, you're gonna get darker. If I'm always in UVB.
Hell no! Who told you that?
See? It's clear. Now let's see what he says.
Listen, Chief. Listen to what I'm saying.
Listen to that shit. It's genetics. Your genetics. Here we go, right there. Somebody. Your genetics is what determines your skin color, bro. White people can't just go in the goddamn sun and make a black baby. Your genetics.
That's not what I'm saying. That is not what I'm saying, brother Chief.
That's what
that is not what I'm saying at all. No.
See, he's trying to infer what I'm trying to say. No, it isn't. Everybody knows, brother Chief, that white folks cannot create black. We know that they're diluted. We know. That's obvious, brother Chief. That's common sense. There's no need to even bring it up, that portion of it. We know that genetics reflect our expression. We know that. But our genetics is based on our interfacing with the sun. Chief, brother Chief Nature Boy, our genetics, the expression of our genetics is based on the sun. The sun regulates our genetics because it provides the rays from the sun provides our genetics, depending on where we are in the world. If you're born in the tropics, you're gonna come out dark more likely, darker more likely. Even a white person, if they're in the tropics, they've been living in the tropics all their life, their babies are gonna come out darker more likely than a regular white person that is in the north. The sun regulates genetic expression. Your environment regulates genetic expression. So what are you talking about? I call myself supreme natural intelligence, intelligenes, intelligenetics. You need to listen, brother chiefs. Listening is an art and skill and must be mastered. So far, you're not a true master based on how you're responding. Calm yourself, listen, ask questions for clarification. Never presume and assume anything. Listen clearly, and if you're unsure, brother chief, ask questions. That's what a wise man does. That's what a knowledgeable man does. To get to the essence of what I'm saying, you have to ask questions. You notice that I don't presume and assume anything what others are saying in a construction build. I sit back, discipline, listen, ask questions. What does Brother Chief do? Hell no, you're wrong. Shut your mouth. No, brother. That's not exemplary of a master, of a true chief. Sit your ass down and listen with all due respect and tough love. It sounds like I'm being mean to you, but it's not. I gotta make you solid. You gotta do better than this. Especially when you call yourself a master. You're in the public eye. You gotta do better. Everybody has their flaws, yes. But this, the discipline here, brother, you gotta do better. And you gotta listen better. We have 2 ears for a reason, brother. To listen double the time than we open our mouth. Your mouth should only be talking, ask questions, and then you come to a conclusion after when you hear the answer to your questions, Brother Chief. That's how a wise man operates and moves in life. Not what you're doing. This is how a child acts, a reckless child, a toddler acts. Do better.
Not what I'm saying at all.
Just go in the goddamn sun and make a black baby. Yo,
that's not what I'm saying. That is not what I'm saying, Brother Chief.
That's what
that is not what I'm saying at all. Not what I'm saying at all. No, it isn't.
What make you black is God, nigga. Source energy. It's not over my head, bro. I'm smarter than you, bro. Like,
and watch how he knocks himself out again. Watch this. This is an embarrassing moment, but I gotta expose this. Watch this. What's going on?
Not what I'm saying, Brother Chief.
That is
not what I'm saying at all. Not what I'm saying at all. No, it isn't.
What make you black is God, nigga. Source energy. It's not over my head, bro. I'm smarter than you, bro. Like you're not even connected.
Yeah.
You source energy. It's not over my head, bro. I'm smarter than you, bro. Like you're not even connected. You so high, you low. I'm gonna ask you this: who do you identify with as far as the people on this planet?
You mean personally with me?
Yeah,
me personally?
Who are you?
I'm looking at who. When I look at you, I'm looking at my family, brother. That's what you don't get. You don't understand.
No.
When I look at you, I see my family. I see brother here. I see my brothers and sisters.
Okay,
they're darker than you're looking at you.
What I'm saying to you, bro, this should be hitting home for you, but it's not.
No, Brother Chief, because
for source,
Brother
like,
Chief,
yeah.
Brother Chief, listen.
Yeah.
You know astrology. I'm a Capricorn sign, so the way I take things is very different than the way you're going to take, and that's what separates us a little bit.
Truth. What I'm saying is absolute truth. It don't take no debate. It's like you be wanting to fight.
This is not a debate. This is not a debate, brother. This is not a debate at all. I'm just bringing clarity to you. You're getting emotional again. You're making assumptions against me.
Bro,
you know what my family looks like? They look like you.
That's human beings.
They look like you.
Yeah,
they look like you.
We all emotional. Human beings are emotional, bro.
When I say emotional,
the most intelligent beings are emotional beings because you don't know something until you feel it. So the more emotional you are, the more actual intellectual you can become. Because if you don't feel it, you can't intellectualize what's to be experienced. It's like an action. What is hot? How does hot feel? You can't intellectualize that. You have to feel it. So feeling is knowing. So the more emotional a person is,
What?
more
Slow
likely
motion this side.
because they're able to feel and be empathetic and compassionate. You can't intellectualize that. You have to feel it. So feeling is knowing. So the more emotional a person is, more likely the more intelligent they are.
Again, you missed the point, Brother Chief. I'm not talking about that's the science of emotion. I'm talking about your lack of control is the issue. When a person is talking, you cut them off. That's what I'm talking about. Lack of discipline of emotion is what I'm talking about, Brother Chief. I'm not talking about your ability to dive deep in a person's feelings or people's feelings. I'm not talking about that type of emotion, the science of emotion. I'm talking about your lack of controlling the energy of your emotion. Lack of discipline. Lack of self-control is what I'm talking about, brother.
Because they're able to feel and be empathetic and compassionate. And that's
100.
That's where true intelligence comes from, emotion.
100, but that's not what I'm saying, Chief. This is why I'm saying it's going over your head. That's not what I'm saying, though. I
Nothing
agree with you
going
what
over
you
my
just
head,
said.
Ain't nothing going over my head. Going over your
With
head.
your description, I agree 100%. So what's the debate? What's the debate, Chief? I agree 100% what you said. That's not what I'm saying, though. I am saying...
What are you saying, B?
Remember what I said earlier? Self-discipline, self-control, self-esteem. If you keep over-talking a person...
I'm definitely...
If you're over-talking a person, not allowing me to explain myself, you're lacking self-control, self-discipline. That's all I'm saying.
You're using reverse psychology.
That's all I'm saying.
Listen, first of all, I got zero time.
Diversion, Brother Chief. Diversion. And you knocked yourself out again.
For bullshit. Zero time for bullshit. You could say that's lack of control, or you could say I'm just, you know what I'm saying, I'm on what I'm on, and if you're not on it, you can keep it moving, period. You can call it whatever you want to call it. I'm a passionate person, so you could easily mistake passion for a lack of control.
And Brother Chief should know better. If you watch me, Brother Chief, and I'm your guy, like you said, I'm not concerned about your passion. I'm not complaining about your passion, how you're delivering a message. I love it. What I have an issue with is the key point that's going over your head. Cutting me off when I can't explain myself. That's the main issue I have, Brother Chief. I love the passion. I don't try to put out your fire. I'm not talking about that, Brother Chief. That's why it's going over your head. I'm talking about your discipline. When it's your turn to speak, come with that fire passion. Beautiful. I'm loving it. Cook, barbecue. When it's your turn to speak, come with the barbecue and come with the fire. Blazing. With all due respect, though, brother. In all due respect, like I respect you during this build. And when it's my turn, then I'm going to be barbecuing. And I am going to be blazing that fire. Truth blazing. This is what it's about, brother. You're going to get a hard lesson from Supreme Natural Intelligence. This is what the source is telling you. Balance. Harmony. Peace. And when it's your turn, then bring the battle and war. In respect. In honor. In righteousness. Have that righteous anger. I encourage that. Righteous passion. I encourage that. But at the same time, if you fail to ask the right questions or get clarification on what I'm referring to, instead of relying on reckless behavior, lack of tactical movement, lack of strategic movement, which you're doing by presuming and assuming, which is equivalent to reckless behavior, a person who just attacks and moves without thinking, you're going to get yourself hurt and you're going to knock yourself out like you did several times over. You got to overstand, you got to equal stand what I'm saying before you can move on. We got to equal stand one another before we can move on. I clearly said several times, this is not a debate, Chief. This is to bring clarity. This is what it's about, brother. But you don't want to get clarity. You want to just assume I'm saying this, and I'm saying no, Chief. Let me make myself clear. Let me speak for myself. You don't speak for me. I don't speak for you, brother Chief. I let you speak and let you break it down what you're saying. Let me do the same with all due respect and love. Let me break down what I'm saying with all due respect. Don't presume and assume what I'm saying. You claim that you're in tune with your emotions. You're not in tune with your emotions. If you're in tune with your emotions, you would be emotional enough to know, okay, he has something more to say. I feel it. I have empathy toward it. I have sympathy toward it. I'm going to let him talk, and then I'm going to come with my passion to respond. in wisdom and knowledge and respect. But you're lacking that, brother. And we're seeing who truly is the supreme natural intelligence in this conversation right now. You said you're smarter than me. Well, you're proving that you're a child compared to me so far. At least the way you're responding. No offense. All love and respect, brother. This is not to insult you. It's all love and respect.
But I'm very much in control.
No, that's not what it is, Chief. I love your passion. I don't have an issue with your tone. I don't have an issue with your tone, what you're saying. What I have an issue with is that you're disciplined to cut me off and not allow me to explain. Just say, oh, I'm assuming it's BS. That's what I'm focusing on.
I'm trying to argue about some shit that I already... I'm
I am not arguing, brother. Brother, I am not arguing. I am just making my side clear, but you're not allowing me to say it. That's all I'm saying. I agree 100%. You know what 100% means? Did I say 90% I agree? I said 100, Chief.
Okay,
so there's no debate.
So what is the debate, Chief? Do you understand, do you comprehend what 100 means? Do you comprehend, Chief? So you're the one who's debating, Chief. You're deflecting, trying to turn the discussion conversation into a debate. I'm just bringing clarity to myself. Just as you are bringing clarity to yourself, I have no issue with your saying. Not at all, because I said 100. This is not a debate. You're turning it into a debate, brother. And that's why this brother here right beside me, that's why the brother right here right beside me, he's just looking at this balance. He's like, before the brother, when I said UVB, this brother here was operating in ignorance because he himself was assuming, like Brother Chief, oh, that's ignorant. It doesn't make us black. Well, you didn't ask clarification either. The brother didn't say nothing. He had discipline to keep his mouth shut, but we could see his body language. At least he didn't come in, but we saw his body language, so he's in agreement with him. But these two both knocked themselves out because they didn't get clarity. So we're seeing who's supreme natural intelligence and we're seeing who's under. You try to say I'm smarter than you, I'm more intelligent. No, brother, you're not. And it's clearly seen. The simple fact you're not asking for clarification shows and proves all things.
We're talking about what I'm saying to my brother right here is, bro, listen. The reason why I decided, and I'm gonna start another live because it's about to end, but the reason why I said I came back to the States, I had to figure out why the universe led me back here and led us back.
You see the Chief diverting? There's nothing wrong, we're pretty much done with it, but he's being slick about it because he knows he just got knocked out. So he's diverting off the topic now. Now he's back to balance because I brought balance back to his ass, back to his core. Fire burn facts, truth blazing. Facts blazing. Facts being manufactured in a factory. So now that you're seeing supreme natural intelligence as a true master, who has discipline, self-control, self-discipline, self-esteem, who knows when to speak and when not to speak, and you're looking at Chief who calls himself the Most High Chief, all this, brother, you're exposing yourself, you're embarrassing yourself. You made us a big improvement from the previous time we talked a few years ago, but brother, now you gotta improve your listening skills, brother. You're hearing, but you're not listening. You're hearing, but you're not truly able to decipher what's being said. You have to be able to comprehend by listening. Listening is an art and skill that must be mastered, Brother Chief. Listening means to take notes, mentally and physically. List in, listen inside, list, enter. Enter a list of the points I'm saying. And if you're unsure, ask for clarification for me to expound. Never presume, never assume anything in life. Always gather information, gather intelligence. What does the military do? They don't assume and presume anything. In order to make sure their theory is accurate, they have to go out to get some information. Watch, observe what's going on in whatever area that they want to investigate. Gather information, gather data first. You didn't do that, Chief. You made assumptions and presumptions. You listened to third party and hearsay and made assumptions of yourself. You made no, Chief, it doesn't work that way. A wise man asks questions. They use their ears double the time more than they talk. Hopefully you learned. Hopefully you watch this live and you rewatch it and listen to what I'm saying. This is all in love. This is not an insult. This is all in brotherly love. Both the brothers here, Listening is an art and skill must be mastered. So let's get this conclusion, brothers and sisters.
Here is because, nigga, no matter where we go, we're not accepted. I don't care if you go to Africa, nigga. Them Africans will be cool with you for a minute, but they looking at you as a check and you an American, nigga.
And brother Bailman, I see you. What's poppin', brother? I see you. Damn, I'm black every day of my life, but because of my tone, life is different. That makes it hard both ways. So basically you're saying you're light-skinned like myself, Bailman. Yes. And this is what Chief doesn't understand. This is what Brother Chief doesn't understand. Let that sink in, Brother Chief. I hope you're watching to this end. Listen to what Brother Bailman is saying. Damn, I'm black on every day of my life. But because of my tone, life is different. That makes it hard both ways. Let that sink in, brother. You said you feel comfortable amongst our people. But think about the hybrids or the so-called mixed people. Listen to what he said again, Brother Chief and Brother Source right beside me here. Damn, I'm black every day of my life. But because of my tone, life is different. That makes it hard both ways. Let that sink in. Be marinated. Be seasoned in the fire of truth. You got to do more of this, Brother Chief.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, we all we got. We ain't got no land, but we all we got. We God's people. We the last on this earth, and we will be the first when it ends. I'm gonna start the lie back up.
UVB is
okay. We're pretty much concluding today's part 3 on the construction build, my brothers and sisters. Thorough breakdown as always by Supreme Natural Intelligence, your solar sovereign sun, the radiant one. Always, that's the fire of truth. And nothing but the whole living, unified truth. Until next time, my brothers and sisters, awaken your mind. And get your behind back to the organic internet mainframe of Almighty Nature, which is a collective consciousness, the unified field of the divine, the great vine, derived from the vine, which you get your true information, knowledge, wisdom, and supreme intelligence from. Listen to reason, and listen to wisdom. Anyways, stay sitting at your seats for more fire of truth coming. Peace, my brothers and sisters. Thanks for your support, and remember, the best support you could provide to me is liking the video, sharing the video, so everybody in the world could be awakened. Every nationality, every race, every creed, every variety in the human family can be awakened. Because we need to get the truth out and the facts out there. We need to bring balance in all things, equilibrium in all things. That's facts. This is a learning lesson for everybody in the human family. This is a lesson. This is a teaching. This is about finding out what is right, not debating and insulting back and forth. This is about finding out what is right, not who is right, what is right. I showed and proved why I am right, but I'm not trying to emphasize that. I'm showing what is right. It's not about me exactly. It's about what is right. It's about what is the truth. It's not about me directly. It's about everybody. It's about everybody getting in line with absolute truth, the supreme truth, the zenith of the truth. It's about everybody. Because we are all connected. No matter who you are, we're all connected to some level and degree. Fire burn facts. Anyways, peace. Let nature be your guide, brothers and sisters. Because that's where you get the true information, knowledge, and supreme intelligence. Life is about growth and development. This is the image, the symbol of growth and development. That's what life is about. Peace. It's about serving each other in respect. This is what we embody. This is the supreme science right here. Life is fractal. Life is connected at the micro and the macro. As above, so below, as within, so without. Vice versa, all around. Do your research. Be your own scientist. And study nature. All books, all information comes from nature. Study. Show yourself approved. Peace, brothers and sisters. Holistic true peace. True power and true elevation as you see here. Elevate yourself. True elevation, pure elevation, Pure elevation. Peace. Master the elements of your mind. Master the elements of your mind. There's a science to this. Master the element. Ooh, here it is. This is what the focus that I was trying to bring to the table. Right here. See this? Right here, brothers and sisters. Right here. This is a perfect way to end. Right here. Take this to your heart. Words to your wise. Words to the wise. Peace. Much love and much respect, brother chief, but it's tough love now. You needed to be barbecued, you need to be cooked. Anyways, peace, brothers and sisters, peace. Meditate, elevate, levitate, rise to the occasion, be patient, success does not come quickly, move swiftly, efficiently, make it count, big boy moves, big girl moves, big man moves, big woman moves, enjoy the process, that's a test of the quest to the west, show zest, invest in your nest, and be the best you can be, dressed to impress, express your gratitude, appreciation to the ones before you, let go of the stress, I suggest you progress your mind's willpower to devour the obstacles and challenges to become a champion. It's a great badge of honor to show yourself worthy in life's conquest, a never-ending cycle, school of learning.
Light up the challenge, me tell them to. Rastafari, ever safe and secure. Hands of it clean and your heart of it pure. Alright, it's them fi know. Anything you reap that you sow.
Yo, banging on the beat, breaking the concrete, defeating demons on a daily basis, glowing radiance, raising the consciousness to the most high status, lumen lyrical brightness, supreme natural intelligence. There's no coincidence that I'm rocking, feeding the knowledge to the masses, vets and youth, always speak the fire of truth, wisdom. Life is about growth and development, so build your light for the tests in life. Never give up, never let up, that's what's up, you know what time it is, so push forward, elevate your mind in the sun and rise. Check it, listen, coming through, call your bun. I'm an intellectual to the precise decimal, mathematical root radicals. So we see this, I mean this, the fire of truth. From the sheer might, the fire of truth. Preach, teach, the fire of truth.
Just levitate, levitate, keep your head straight. Just levitate, levitate. Even if the world is so cold, we just levitate, levitate. Shed these lies.
Because you have the Israelite mind.
It's a beast in this motherfucker. You can feel the energy.
Light up the chalice, come and tell them to. Rastafari, ever say